Welcome to another exciting episode of Vogue Talk, the fashion conversation. Today promises to be a pinkalicious, exciting episode of Vogue Talk, as we'll be talking extensively on the color pink, right? But before we go into the conversation, we'll be giving you some fashion news and some fashion gist just briefly right after the break. My name is Chinon Pam, and welcome to Vogue Talk, the fashion conversation. I'll see you again right after the break. Welcome back. You're still watching Vogue Talk, the fashion conversation, and as usual, I don't do this alone. I am here in the studio with Olivia Ajulu. Thank you for coming again. Thank you for doing this again. Yeah, so like I promised you before we went on the break, we have exciting fashion news for you before we go into the conversation of today, right? So there are a few key things that are happening in the fashion industry globally and locally, and we just thought it necessary to bring that information to you. And firstly, we have news that spring summer 24, right, Paris Fashion Week is set to run from September 29th to 3rd of October this year. They'll be showing first timers alongside established houses. So you know, we're always planning for the next year's fashion this year, right? So spring summer is coming in, and we don't really pick trends from spring summer here.
We don't really, but we look forward to new colors, don't
we? Yeah, we look forward to new colors, but we don't pick. We're usually excited about the summer, their summer colors, because most times we can relate, right? Because our weather allows us to pick some inspiration, but
we're looking forward to see the colors on the runway. And the new designers that will be showcasing.
Because they're saying they'll be first timers alongside.
We've always known like the likes of the regulars who always come there. So we're looking forward to the new ones this year.
So this is like the first time we're having first timers.
Yes.
Oh wow, so that's a big deal. Okay, and let me take the next one. Lagos Fashion Week is set to run from 25th to 29th of October. So we're having it's the fashion week season.
Yes,
so we're having
September, October is always the time when we just sit back and relax and enjoy the runway.
And we have popcorn while we watch the runway. And then we're just looking at new trends. This fashion week happens to set the fashion tone for next year and all that.
And I think Green Access, that's the program that comes alongside Lagos Fashion Week. Is set to close today. Today is 31st, so it's been open to upcoming designers. They usually register to and they pick them to showcase.
Yeah, I know where you have to bring all those innovative things. Are you doing fashion upcycling? Are you doing all those
stuff? All that, yes.
Oh, okay. All right. So you take the next news.
So the model turned model agent, and then she later turned into an activist. I think Bethany can be called the godmother of fashion, especially for black models, because she gave them a platform. She was kind of one of the first black models to ever walk on the runway. And from that, the likes of Naomi Campbell and all that got their found their paths. She teamed up with a film director, and she's releasing a film that she titled Invisible Beauty, and it chronicles her journey through being a model to a model agent, then to an activist and an advocate. And trust me, I feel like we are all looking forward to it.
So we don't know when. Are we sure? Do we have a certain date and time
yet,
but we just know that this is in the works. This is in the works.
Looking forward to it.
All right. Okay, so you've taken that gist of how the application with Green Access ends tomorrow, 31st. But do we really even have is there a follow-up for people who have gotten this, who have been winners or something? Do we have follow-ups on them in the past?
We've had designers that have come out of Green Access and have been able to build a sustainable brand for themselves. We have a lot of them. I think Core Official
Okay.
was
Okay.
once from that platform. Not
Okay.
100% sure about this information, but I think. And
Okay.
we've had there are a number of them that have been able to come out and build sustainable brands for themselves and everything. So I think it's a platform that is beneficial to upcoming designers, most especially those who are in the field of sustainable fashion.
Fashion. Okay. All right. So the
And we
next
have
story.
this gist.
Yeah.
This Shein gist like has to be the news of the week.
Okay. So you should take
Yes,
that.
Shein wanted to partner with Fashion Institute of Design and Merchandise, and the students protested. They said Shein is a fast fashion company. We all know that they are one of the leading and the biggest fast fashion companies we have in the world. And Institute of Fashion and Merchandising is a sustainable school. It's a school built around sustainable fashion. Yes, and Shein is offering $40,000 for sponsor scholarship to them, and the students protested. They were like,
So
no,
yes,
you
because I
can't
can
have
see the
that.
both of them. Yes, they can't.
Yes,
They
we are
can't.
talking
They can't. When
sustainable
fashion, you're
and
talking
you
fast
fast
fashion. We can't work together.
I mean, it's it's intriguing.
So they didn't
because
consider the economics of that.
I
That's
mean,
a lot of money.
because if it was in Nigeria, no pun intended, but
Don't worry. Yes, it is because we're not ideological to that point.
I mean, we'll grab it with open hands.
Yes.
And nobody's even going to care. But these were the students who are going to benefit from this scholarship,
And they're like,
protesting
no.
and kicking
Because you
against
see,
it
this is
and
how
saying
you see
no.
that it is more than just they want to build a brand. They want to build themselves. So this is more than you just coming out to call money for us. We've built a belief system. You can't come and bring in fast fashion because you're bringing in the box and the
And it showed a lot. It shows a lot of passion for what they do and how passionate they are about sustainable fashion.
Yeah.
You know, because Shein is not coming into. They're just donating. They're not bringing in anything. Just.
But that's sort of an endorsement.
But yes.
If they accept this.
Oh, it's very commendable, honestly, and something that we on this other side should, portray. And when standing for what you believe is something that takes you far in life. And when I saw the news, honestly, it was just the highlight of the week for me.
I can imagine. All right, so I think that's basically what we have today on our fashion news updates, and we'll go right into the conversation on Vogue Talk right after the break. Just stay with us. Welcome back. This is Vogue Talk, the fashion conversation. So we promised you a pinkalicious conversation today. So we have noticed and we have realized that ever since the release of the movie Barbie, right, in July, this is July, and in case you're watching this is 2024, we're talking July 2023, right, there has been a pink is the new black.
Yeah.
Pink is a new trend, and we're talking not just about ladies. It's not just ladies who we're seeing in pink now. We're seeing guys comfortably in pink. We're seeing everybody. So before I go into the conversation too far, what's your take on this?
Well, Barbie the movie or Barbie itself as a company has been that they've stood the test of time. I mean, Barbie, like the Mattel doll, was started right from I think 1959.
Yeah.
And this is over how many years now? Close to 60 something years or so.
There's been Barbie.
And there's been Barbie, and it has been a consistent character. And at every point in time, I feel like fashion has kind of walked around it. If it's not for kids fashion, even for adult fashion. So they've been consistent with the time. And something about trend is that we always take the opportunity we have at every point in time. Or let me just say, fashion always takes every opportunity to sell us a trend.
Yeah.
You know? So what better way? The movie was coming out, but what we don't really know now, or what I'm curious about, is that was it a movie propaganda? Did the company just say, okay, let's make this trend so that let's make this a micro trend so that we could sell our movie? Or was it just a honest trend that just started trending? Because even before I even saw like, oh, Barbie the movie was going to be premiering or is coming out, I had already started seeing, you know, the whole Barbie on Instagram, the whole Instagram reels. I already started seeing that way before
so I think they were trying to, maybe they did something to play on our minds before, so that when the Barbie comes up, it's not just so off. I think all these PR guys, they do those things.
I feel like that's what it is, because it just came like a wave, and everybody, you know, everybody's incorporating it into their brands. Everybody, the premiere of,
it's not the color of the year.
No, it's not even the color of the year, funny enough. But pink has actually made it I don't know what, I don't know if it's made its debut, or because on a normal day pink hasn't been a color that has trended in a year, or we'll say would trend in a year. Pink is like not a safe color.
Yeah, everybody's careful. Even a lot of ladies are also concerned, like, pink just puts me
color.
out there.
It's a girly color,
So,
but not a
yeah,
safe color. I mean, people like tread with caution when they're trying to. But pink. People have gone out now, like, I'm wearing pink. I'm wearing pink, all thanks to Barbie and everything. So I feel like it's a micro trend, and it's not something that will last. We all know that trends come and go. Can you remember when this farm cottage, you know, trend, when people were wearing this milkmaid dresses, like giving us this dreamy feel of a girl on a farmhouse, you know, with all this dreamy kind of, I don't know, this, and that
came out of a movie.
It didn't come out of a movie, but somehow fashion just sells to us one micro trend, and we all
just
buy.
pick it.
Everybody was making that bustier dress that had this, giving us this farmhouse kind of girl vibe, you know, and that was it. So I feel like same way, Barbie core, cottage core, it's all the same thing. They just yes.
But isn't it odd that we're finding even guys wearing pink now? We know that history will tell us that pink was originally made for men, right? Men were the ones who used to wear pink back in the days and all, and then we now started seeing it as a female color. But that men are comfortably wearing pink now, what does that say?
I honestly don't have an answer to that, but all I can say is that it looks good on some of them.
I think baby pink looks nice on them.
Yes, on
right.
them.
I don't think I want to see a guy in a very bold pink. Yes, I don't think I want to see in a very bold pink.
A lot of guys, some guys are daring right now, wearing that bold pink and everything.
So I have seen a guy wear pink as bold as yours in a two-piece suit.
I'm telling you.
And it looked funny enough, it looked nice, but
that's the thing about trend. Trend gives you the opportunity to do anything,
and it has already, we have built it already in our heads and minds, so you're just like, it's no longer looking odd, and that's the power of media and what they use media to do. So again, in this trend, we're seeing that, like you were saying earlier, Barbie has always been like a superficial kind of thing. People have seen it is just there, but now we're seeing that people actually want to look like life-size Barbies. What message is that passing?
Well, that's like a very unrealistic message, because I don't know if that's their I don't know if that's the message they are trying to pass. I'm sure that's not the message they are trying to pass, but some way, somehow, we are going to buy whatever we see. And since that is what is trending, Barbie's aesthetic, we all know it to be the tiny waist, the hour-shaped figure, slim legs, you know, very chiseled jaw, all those kind of things. And we know that that's not a representation of our everyday woman. That is like 2% out of 100.
Yeah,
do you understand? So them,
especially Nigerian women,
we don't have those
to that point.
No, except for what is going on now, Sha. You can
where you can actually buy that figure.
Kind of
yeah, I was going to come to that to see, but because that's what is leading us to.
That is what is leading us to, actually, because if you're saying your message is you want women to feel empowered, you want women to feel you want women to feel, you know, good about themselves, I don't think that's the way to go.
Yeah, because we're now beginning to buy our figures that sell.
Empowering ourselves or feeling empowered as women has always been a message that has been even before, you know, this whole thing. This is not a new message. It's always what we've heard, and that is not the direction of empowering ourselves or feeling empowered as a woman. I mean, it comes from within, not how you look. And so I feel like that is where I'm not so, you know, comfortable with the whole, you know, Barbie thing and everything. A lot of people want to look like Barbie now, real life, or what's it called? Real life-size
Barbie. But like,
then.
this is the power of information, because when we had life-size Barbie before, who did that? Vivica Fox? Who did the life-size movie? I can't get her name now. Who did the black lady? No,
Okay, the black.
Yes.
I can't remember.
How can we forget her name?
Who was
Well,
that?
she did the life-size Barbie back in the early 2000s, right? That was when we had life-size Barbie. It didn't create this kind of trend now, because I don't know if it is information right now that all of us have in our fingertips that we can see and know.
Yeah.
And then the tone was actually, I think there was a lot of PR around of that for it to have caused that kind of influence. Because at some point I was beginning to wonder, is this Barbie a Nigerian movie? Because when it premiered here,
let's just put it out there that Nigerians are extra. We are extra.
Because I'm like, what's happening? Is it I really for a
And
second
I think
thought
we need to review the looks on that.
the looks that, yes, we should do that, because
because
what's the problem? And we like to, even though the guys were doing everything really like, what's happening? Are we sure this is not a Nigerian movie? At some point I was feeling like that, because it was everywhere. We're really extra. We're really extra. We're really extra. So, but generally my take on that is that pink is a beautiful color, and let's use it to purpose. Right? If you must wear pink, don't be influenced alone by, well, you can follow the trend, but don't be influenced by the pink that makes you a superficial human being. Because from what we see, that was the whole idea, that pink was out to make you look and feel superficial. It's not the real you. Of course, Barbie, as we know, is fiction, right? And now we're bringing it into real life. It's almost like the virtual is becoming the actual, and now the actual is looking for how to become the virtual, and we're going into so just use pink and let it trend, but let it be the real you. Let it not be the superficial
I think
you.
that should be like one of the strongest messages we should actually put out there, that irrespective of what you're seeing out there, irrespective of what is being, you know, portrayed by the media, you should be able to find a balance in everything you do. Like, if you're going to wear pink, if you're going to do the, you know, whole Barbie thing, it shouldn't be pushing you to leave who you are just to try to look like, you know, what it is or whatever message they're trying to portray.
Right. All right, that's been a fantastic conversation. You know, on our next segment, Olivia is going to be revealing to us what fashion items she has in her bag. Yes, and you're going to be answering some fashion quizzes before we get into our style tip of the week. Do stay with us. Welcome back. This is still Vogue Talk, the fashion conversation, and it's time for our fashion item reveal. Like, you know, I'd have to ask Nkiri to show us what fashion item is in her bag. I know we didn't prepare water. We want to know if you move around with any fashion item.
I actually have in my bag today.
Reveal time.
My brush.
Yeah, they always want to have a touch up.
Exactly. So that's
perfect, because it's sunny and so hot these days. You always want to do a retouch and everything before you go on. Now it's time for our fashion quiz of the week. It's
Okay.
a rapid fire question. So I'm going to be asking her a series of fashion questions, and we're going to test her prowess of the fashion industry, of her fashion industry, so that she'll be giving us the answers. First up, are you ready?
Yes.
So, which designer created the little black dress?
Ooh, the little black dress will be who?
Who? Which designer created the little black dress? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Should I say?
Say it. Just say it.
I'm turning between. I can't say Coco Chanel because her
Or
color is
what?
not black.
Or who?
Or
Let me
coming and
save you.
going.
It's Coco Chanel.
She is.
Yes.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
I was thinking, and I was like, oh no, she's not. Her
You know
color-
where she's known for?
She's known for
the
pink.
jacket and the eldest. No,
Yeah.
but she is the one. She actually
Oh,
is the one who
really?
did. Yes.
Okay,
Little
so
black.
Coco Chanel.
Yeah, Coco Chanel created a little black dress. All right. Which first lady influenced women's fashion in the 1960s? You cannot not get it.
In the 1960s,
Yes.
first lady.
Yeah.
Who was that? Which first lady?
She was okay. Let me give you a tip. She was always wearing
In the
Coco Chanel. Yeah, she
1960s.
mostly wore
First
Chanel.
lady?
Yeah, first lady of America. Like she was always wearing Chanel's clothes, Chanel jacket. Okay, we know her name now, Jackie Kennedy. Yeah,
Yes,
she was like
yes,
one of the
yes,
most iconic
yes,
first
iconic
ladies that
first-
we
yeah,
know.
true.
Right? I know how these things are. Most times when you're being asked quiz,
When you said
everything would
first,
just.
you know, I knew that she like. I was in my head. I was just processing Victoria Beckham.
Oh wow! Are you kidding me?
As her, I'm telling you, in my head, and I'm saying no, Victoria is not. It wasn't a first
First
lady.
lady. All right, we have 3 more questions to go.
Okay.
So, how many children does Stella McCartney have? Rather, that's it's okay if you miss it. It's
3?
actually 4.
Okay.
Vera Wang is best known for which type of dress?
Vera Wang. What's that?
These questions are actually sort of.
Oh my god, I have no idea.
All right, wedding dresses.
Wedding dresses.
Vera
Yes.
Wang. All right. Which celebrity owns the fashion label Holmes and Yang?
Which celebrity?
Which celebrity owns the fashion label Holmes and Yang?
Why?
The answer is in the question. If that helps. The answer is in the question.
Something young.
Holmes. No, it's from the Holmes.
Oh really?
Yes.
What's his name?
Say it's something young. Smart.
Because
Katie
I know-
Holmes.
Are you serious?
Oh yeah.
But
It's
she's
right
an
here.
actress.
So that's why I said which celebrity
Oh.
owns the fashion label Holmes and Yangs. And I'm like the
Yeah.
question. The answer is in the question.
Okay.
Right.
I'm just
Because I'm sure
saying
they
that.
know that a lot of people would not
Yeah.
understand and they're okay. So one bonus question. What was the first name of the fashion designer Chanel? Well,
What was the first name of the fashion designer?
Chanel. First name.
No idea.
First name of the fashion designer Chanel.
Her real name or her brand name?
The first name, her first name.
Coco Chanel.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so another one, the question, the answer is in the question.
Okay.
All right, that's the questions were sort of premium trivia questions this time
telling you.
around, but 3 out of 6, or more like 3.5 out of 6. 3.5
Fair
out of 6, so that's fair enough. Is that a pass? We don't know if
Kind
that's
of.
a pass mark. All right, so next up is to give you our fashion style tip of the week. And that's only me this time around. I have never done this before, but this week I'm giving you my fashion style tip.
Okay, so
of
what's your
the
style
week.
tip for
My
the
style tip for the week is funny. It's going to be that there's one thing that sets your dressing apart, no matter how well you dress. No matter how it's going to sound funny. It's not a style tip, but it's just no matter what you wear, just be kind in what you're wearing and wear a smile.
Okay, that's the best fashion tip.
So that's my fashion tip for you guys.
That has to be the best.
kind in what you wear, because no matter how good you look, you don't be nasty on the road. Like
Actually.
don't be rude and just
Yeah.
wear a smile.
And
It
wear
makes
a smile.
people are welcoming to even appreciating what you wear. Like
Yeah.
have you seen some people just there and their face is just off? I know you're probably having a bad day or something, but I can't seem to appreciate what you're wearing because your face doesn't look like what you're wearing in terms of the
Yeah.
countenance your face has. It doesn't look like what you're wearing, so I maybe would not
And-
appreciate what
And-
you're
and
wearing.
Another thing, I feel like people tend to ignore what you're wearing or look away from what you're wearing when you have this like welcoming personality and a smile,
that's another thing.
they forget
They forget
even
when,
if you're badly dressed,
even if
they forget
yes, it's like, oh wow, you have a nice smile, and it goes a long way because it's the whole of the look. So that's my fashion style tip for you for this week. Be kind and wear a smile. Fortunately and unfortunately, it's always fortunate because we're happy to do this. It's unfortunate because we would have to leave your screens, right? That we've come to the end of Vogue Talk, the fashion conversation for this week. And as always, I am Chino. So Pam in the evil company of
Olivia.
Yeah, and until we come your way again next week, remember to do good, be good, and keep looking good. Bye-bye.